Mike Rogers on the desk monitoring the situation for us, Mike.
Yeah, Juan and Susie, Des is still getting into place, but what we can tell you right now is we're southbound on the 710. Your next major, we're actually just passed through, essentially through the 5 freeways. We're going south. This started in Chino with Chino PD. We're now in the Bell Gardens area going over Florence. This all started with a DUI driver. So what happened here is Chino PD tried to stop a DUI driver. At some point during that chase, that suspect then, according to the sergeant over at Chino PD, says the suspect ran into one of their patrol cars. That is how it was elevated to assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer. In addition, according to the watch commander over at Chino PD, felony evading as well. So we basically came in, we actually still have a San Bernardino Sheriff's helicopter over this. We came basically westbound on the 60 the whole way from Chino. Of course, he may have had to come up from one of the other freeways there to get on it, but westbound 60, and then we made a southbound turn on the 710 here, and that's where we've been. We know this is a dark blue, what we believe to be a Lexus SUV. We know it has Oregon license plates. They did run it, and it came back no record on file, so unsure if there's some issues with the plate as well, or if there is, just an issue with being able to run it out of state. So we don't know anything else about the driver. It doesn't sound like they know anything else about the driver either, just that he was wanted originally for DUI and allegedly hit a patrol vehicle, a Chino PD patrol vehicle, with his car during the chase. The Chino PD officer is fine, by the way, according to the sergeant. Also, not clearly enough damage to disable that car. That car is still able to go without a problem.
So, Mike, this started by Chino PD. Are they still in pursuit, or did they hand it off?
They handed it off to the California Highway Patrol. They did that right around City of Industry, South El Monte area is where CHP was able to get into place and get them, taken over this. And Desmond Shaw, I think, is close enough. Des, you with us?
Yep, I am with you now as we are just about overhead on this one. The driver not going too fast on this, which gave us kind of the opportunity to catch up with this one here. And we know that they have different law enforcement just came on, I believe, LA County Sheriff's deputies. It was 40 King from San Bernardino County that followed this one all the way out here, and they just relieved them. So they have a fresh tank of fuel out here, in theory, unless they've been up in the air for quite some time. So CHP completely in pursuit on this one on the ground, and then sheriff's deputies overhead. So they have this one covered pretty well. I'm kind of getting the feeling that this is one of those pursuits where we're just having someone kind of drag this out as long as they possibly can. This is, already covered so much distance now. We're talking about coming from the Inland Empire and then West 60, southbound 710. So headed towards the ports of Long Beach if we continue on this trajectory, unless they make a switch for the 405 or something like that. So we'll see what the next move is going to be as we zoom in on this Lexus SUV. I think it's going to be an RX, maybe one of the older RX ones, kind of the middle range SUV. Not exactly a huge one, a little bit bigger than a crossover. But we haven't heard about any crazy speeds or crazy driving, unless, I don't know if you've heard anything, Mike, as we're getting off the freeway here. Yeah. But it sounds like they were just kind of hanging out in the right lane the entire time. But we are exiting right now. And we'll see what the next move is here as we are very close to Compton, according to our map tracker here. I think we're going to be getting off near, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. So first time off the freeway. We'll see what happens next.
Yeah, this person originally wanted for a DUI. That's what we're commenting on the driving itself. We haven't seen anything reckless or anything that might indicate that this person is driving under the influence. But we have seen that too, where they drive completely normal and they are intoxicated in some fashion. So we'll see what happens here. But the CHP now in chase, the Chino PD originally pulling this person over for DUI, and then they actually ran their car into a patrol car, one of the Chino PD police patrol cars. And now it's turned into an assault with a deadly weapon with the CHP behind this person on surface streets. We took the freeway, though, a lot.
Westbound.
The South 710 freeway to the westbound 60, or I'm sorry, from the westbound 60 to the southbound 710. But looks like they're not driving incredibly fast, as Desmond was talking about, at high rates of speed. It looks like they are going through some intersections, not red lights, though.
Yeah.
Desmond, you've been over it for the last few minutes or so, and just to add on to what Susie was saying, this driver going, 40 miles an hour right now, looked like they weren't doing any crazy maneuvers on the freeway. Is that what you saw the entire time you were up above?
Yeah, not just from what we've seen, but what we had heard as well from CHP. All of the indications were, definitely one of these kind of more docile as far as pursuits go, and as far as any kind of tactics or anything. So let's see. We're going into a neighborhood now off Harris Avenue and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. We'll see if CHP. A lot of times they do not hesitate to get in there with the pit maneuver if they have the opportunity. You know, they may just want to bring this one to an end, and you know, the whole thing with the assault with the vehicle definitely makes the authorities take things quite a bit more seriously. Although as we've now seen just about all the angles of the vehicle, and I don't really see any damage, so I'm wondering if it was just kind of a tap or a very gentle push. It definitely it doesn't look like they plowed into a patrol car or anything that serious, but regardless, the authorities do take it very seriously whenever there's any kind of contact between their vehicles. So back out onto Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, just kind of doubled back around, and we'll see if maybe they're headed back towards the freeway, I think. But yeah, I mean, look at this, you know, 20 miles an hour. There's a couple more police right there, or CHP, just kind of giving you an idea of the coverage that they have on this and how they keep everyone on the periphery of this one. So quite a few units involved in this one, ready all around the pursuit if the suspect decides to get out and run or something like that as they get ready to go underneath us again. And as we're giving you the angle of the vehicles that are pursuing this suspect. So we did get a little bit of a look in the passenger side. I didn't see anyone on the passenger side, but I did see a lot of stuff. Let's see if we can kind of get another look in there. It looks like there might be a lot of stuff in the passenger seat there. So maybe a bit of a messy vehicle as we're going under the 710 now. So now making our way eastbound, and let's see, they're kind of coming in like maybe they might try pit maneuver. This could be a decent street to do it here on Atlantic Avenue.
You know, they're looking for that clear path where there are no other cars in the way, no pedestrians out there. They're making sure that it's safe for their officers as well, and they're not going too fast. But they definitely have a plan here ready to go. You can tell because of the way that they're speeding up a little bit, and definitely keeping right behind this person. They haven't given this up. As we said, this started in the city of Chino with the Chino Police Department, and they're the ones who initially pulled this car over, and it was for DUI.
Do not call an attorney if you've been in a car accident. There's a smarter way to get paid a way bigger check without...
And they decided that they're not going to stay pulled over, that they're going to hit with their car, a patrol car, and then take off, and now it's turned into an assault with a deadly weapon, and that's why we're looking at that charge now.
And you know what I'm wondering, Susie? We know that the car has Oregon license plates, so they're not familiar, perhaps, with the area. In other pursuits, you see the driver kind of head to familiar areas, maybe want to drop off the car somewhere they're a little bit more familiar with. This driver may be going blind, not knowing where he's going, as we're seeing here, just kind of going slow, maybe trying to figure out what they're going to do next. And again, that patrol car right behind them there, we keep thinking maybe, will there be a pit maneuver? Will anything happen here? He's reaching another intersection. I don't know if the light is green or not, but look, he's stopping.
It looks like they're stopping and obeying those street lights. But, you know, to your point, Juan, about stopping this car, you know, pit maneuver, certainly that's what CHP officers, I'm sure they're talking about doing, but also when we're talking about, you know, a person who actually, when we see them, you know, traveling in a pattern, that's when they're thinking about spike strips. But we haven't seen them actually really traveling in a circle or anything that they can actually identify. So, but it looks like they're just.
It looks like it's a standoff here. Traffic isn't moving in any direction here, Mike.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think, Des, if you can tilt up a little bit, I think his light is green now, and he's just sitting there as he's trying to make, you know, you'll see now we're moving through.
There's a bit of a standoff for a second.
Here we go. There it is. Great opportunity there for Pitt. Yes, spinning him right around. Like I said, CHP
that's a good one.
Looking for the perfect opportunity, and that was a textbook one right there.
And
the driver didn't even know what hit him, and that definitely did some damage to this vehicle here. So we'll see. It looks like that definitely stunned the driver. They're not making any very serious attempt to get away at this point, but
not playing around this time.
Not messing around. We'll see if we're able to kind of move around a little bit here, see if the driver comes out or what their next thing is going to be that they want to do. But it is highly advisable to read the room here and just give up after that. CHP letting you know, no funny business tonight. And it would be incredibly unwise for them to try to continue this if the vehicle is even capable. So now as I can't even tell, a little bit of movement there from the driver's seat. You can see all the stuff sitting on the passenger seat. Okay, there we go. There's a hand. There's one hand. We want to see a couple hands. And as I said, out on a major street. Now we're getting pretty late at night. Atlantic Boulevard or Atlantic Avenue, a very good place to do this, just south of Rosecrans. And it looks like it was successful. We saw one hand, so we need to see some keys out the window or a couple of hands.
Yeah, and you know, you called it, Desmond. We got to a street where it looked like the pit maneuver would be a good one to do here. The streets weren't too busy. not a lot of cars on it, and it took 2 attempts, but this definitely brought this pursuit to a stop.
No, absolutely. And this person now sitting there inside the car, and I'm sure they're getting the orders yelled at them. It looks like they were obeying for a minute. You know, the orders are usually stick your hands out the window, throw your keys out the window, open the door from the outside, and then walk out, turning around, show your waistband, walk backwards, and then get on the ground.
You can see the mess there that Desmond was talking about on the floor of the car.
They've got lots of things going on in the passenger seat. And it also makes you wonder, to your point right now, you know, what else were they running from? Was it a simple DUI?
What else is in the car?
I mean, we said, you know, assault with a deadly weapon because they supposedly hit one of the patrol cars with their car, but we don't see any damage on the car. You know, and as Desmond was talking about, maybe it was just a simple bump, but what else were they running from? If they have Oregon plates, are they from Oregon? Did they steal this car?
Well, that's the other problem with the plates is they're not getting any, there's no return on them. So they don't even know who the registered owner of the car is. So, you know, that law enforcement can read so much off of plates. They can figure out where you live, what your criminal history is, all of those things. CHP doesn't have that advantage right now because those plates are not coming back with anything.
So there's no cooperation between law enforcement where we would be able to get to that?
There is, and there usually is, and it just kind of depends. The way they read it back, they said the plate is clear, no return. Generally, no return means they didn't get any kind of hits off of it or any kind of information that they were able to gain. And we haven't seen them say anything about or heard them say anything about who this driver might be, where he's from, his history. The CHP is notoriously known for just kind of moving in and ripping the guy out if it's a minor want like a DUI. So the fact that they're not doing that may lead us to believe that they either are concerned about what they don't know or that there is something kind of bigger at play.
Or maybe they found out this person is armed. Who knows? They're facing in a very dangerous situation. I mean, obviously, you know, face to face with them. Usually at the end, you see the car face the other way around, but it looks like they are going to get a body shield. That officer in the front has that body shield, and they're going to stack right behind that person and start making their way to that vehicle. And as Mike said, maybe they will just go in there and grab that person. As a CHP, we know them to be more aggressive, but you know, there's definitely something going on in that car. They have knowledge of something going on in that car that we don't, obviously.
There we go.
And that's why they're taking their precautions right now. Looks like they're making their way now.
Mike, do we know anything about the driver, age, or anything like that that may make them a little bit more confident to go in there and get the driver out of the car?
No, and as we watch them kind of rip that, the door's not even unlocked. If he doesn't comply, they'll break the window. So we'll see if that happens. Their
hands are up, though. You can see the hands are up.
Unlock the car.
Here goes the window break.
They're breaking it.
That's one of those things that you tap the window and it cracks, right?
Yeah, that wasn't very effective. So there we go. That'll be more effective.
That was more effective. They're going for it.
Would have been easier to just unlock the car door.
Say,
Especially if it is his car. Now he's got a broken window on top of everything.
Yeah. I mean, just really making things a lot more difficult than it has to be here. They're just going to reach in through the broken glass and unlock it manually and yank this person out of the car. And, I mean, what a difference for if we were watching the pursuit last week with LAPD that ended up turning into a huge standoff on Coldwater and things were shut down for hours and hours, and they had 3 Bearcats out there and gas and the bank poles and all the tools for that one person. And meanwhile, here's CHP. They come in less than 5 minutes. All they want is their ballistic shield, some less lethal ready, and they come up and they manually smash out the window and then even reach through the broken glass to open it. It's just really an incredible juxtaposition as far as the differences in policies between the departments. And like I said, you know, CHP a lot of times not messing around. Proof positive tonight. Looks like the one person in the vehicle now, they're clearing it. They're now in custody. And the joyride is over.
And it looks like a younger guy, Desmond, as we see him getting handcuffed and taken to the patrol car.
No shoes.
Yeah, he's wearing socks, just socks.
Well, those are going to get dirty pretty quick. But, I mean, it just kind of struck me as one of these that was just almost trying to be really annoying to the authorities and just kind of going to drag this out as long as possible. And then at the last minute after the pit maneuver, even still just kind of sitting there pouting in their seat, not wanting to surrender and forcing the police to come up and yank them out like that. And have it your way, you know, either the